Good morning children, welcome to the class. In previous class I have explained you that how this alimentary canal and these three glands together constitute the digestive system. So when we talk about alimentary canal, the food is processed in various sections. So we have already discussed about mouth and the salivary gland. One of the gland we have already discussed, that how this gland help in digestion of starch. In mouth we have discussed about teeth and the function of tongue. Let us move on to the second aspect, that is esophagus of the alimentary canal. When we talk about esophagus or the food pipe, what is this food pipe? This food pipe is a pipe which connects to the stomach. It helps in pushing down the food to the stomach. My dear children, just note down that no further digestion takes place in this esophagus. Esophagus is just pushing down the food. No digestion takes place in this esophagus. So the food which you eat from the mouth, that is ingestion takes place. This food passes to the food pipe, and this food is pushed down by the movement of the wall of the food pipe. Now reaching to the stomach. Let us move on to the third, stomach. What is stomach? It is a thick walled bag. Yes, it's a thick wall and a flattened shape like J. It receives the food from the food pipe and opens in the small intestine. Yes, this small intestine is further connected to the this stomach is further connected to the small intestine. Yes. Now what is the function of stomach? This inner lining of the stomach secretes mucus, hydrochloric acid, which we call it as HCl, and the third one is digestive juices. Mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach. Hydrochloric acid, it kills the bacteria if it is present in the stomach and makes the medium acidic. The third one is the digestive juices. Now, here in the stomach, digestion of proteins takes place into simpler substances, which we can call it as amino acids. Yes, protein is further broken down into amino acids. So, in the mouth, from before that food pipe, we have discussed about mouth. In mouth, the digestion of starch takes place. Food pipe, no digestion takes place. It just pushes the food down to the stomach. And in stomach, when we talk about the food component, specifically the protein is broken down into amino acid. That is the major thing which happens in the stomach. Rest is the mucus and the HCl. Mucus protects the inner lining and HCl provides the acidic medium in the stomach. Yes children, we have discussed about mouth, esophagus and stomach. Now let us move on to the small intestine and how these glands are associated and how these glands function. Yes children, can you see here? Mouth, salivary glands, esophagus pushing the down to the stomach. In stomach, major digestion of proteins takes place. Now we are moving on to the inside smaller intestine, as well as we are going to discuss about the liver and the pancreas. When we talk about the small intestine, it is highly coiled, almost 7.5 meter long, and it receives the secretion from liver and pancreas. Fine. A part of this, one more thing to note down, that small intestine, the wall of the small intestine also secrete juices. Fine. So this small intestine is receiving the secretions from liver, pancreas. A part of this, its wall also secrete the juices. Now what is the function of liver? Now this liver is situated on upper part of the abdomen on the right side, and it secretes bile juices. Where is this bile juice stored? It is stored in the gallbladder. As I explained you earlier also, how this bile juice is stored in the gallbladder. And this bile juice acts on fats. Fine, this fat is further broken down to the fatty acids. Coming on to the pancreas. Pancreas are located below the stomach. It also secretes pancreatic juice, and this acts on these three factors, that is carbohydrates, fats and proteins altogether. Fine. So food is processed in small intestine because these all secretions are there collected in the small intestine. Now what happened further? These intestinal juices completes the digestion of all components of the food. That is, carbohydrate is broken down into simpler sugars such as glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerols, proteins into amino acids. So the final digestion takes place in small intestine. I hope you all understood how this small intestine is very important, because the food which is finally reaching from the mouth to the esophagus, then to the stomach, and then from the stomach it is reaching to the small intestine, and in small intestine all the food components is further broken down, and this is the final digestion of food components. Here is the place where the final digestion of the components of the food takes place. So here we complete with the digestion of the food, but still we have to discuss about few topics also. Only food digestion takes place. What about the water and all? We have to discuss that also. Yes children, can you see here in this picture? This small intestine is coiled, almost 7.5 meter long, and receives the secretion from the liver and from the pancreas. Now where is liver situated? It is situated on the upper part of the abdomen. Upper part of the abdomen on the right side. And where is pancreas? It is located below the stomach. Clear everyone? And how the full digestion of the food takes place here in the small intestine. Carbohydrates, fats, proteins, they all are further bifurcated into simpler components, that is carbohydrate into glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerols, proteins into amino acids. So yes children, we have discussed this topic, digestion. This digestion starts from the mouth. Further, from the food pipe it goes to the stomach. In the stomach also digestions take place, and final digestion takes place in the small intestine. Now we have to go to the next topic, that is called as absorption.